Nick speaking, and welcome to this video, right, the avatar. And hopefully this video isn't just going to be looking at my model, because I'm just so excited about this model. I love it so much. But yeah, let me get the model out of the way first, and then we'll look at the stats. So I have the Forge World one, and I went for the one with the spear just because I just think it's awesome. I mean, I just love that spear. I wanted to really exaggerate that spear, so I've got a separate base, and I've posed him really leaning back, so it looks like he's, you know, he's basically Daley Thompson just throwing that javelin. If you know David Thompson, you may not do, but old English athlete. But yeah, so that's what I went for with the spear there, really, like just a javelin thrower. I could just imagine him throwing that spear so far. In reality, he's only got 12 inches on it, but hey ho. Talking of the spear, I magnetised this spear, so these two bits come off, mainly for storage more than anything. That's actually very useful. And going back to the base wasn't actually big enough, so I had to beef it up a bit with some rocks just to get his legs on there, because he's actually got his legs quite far apart. Yes, I will be painting this. Actually, this is next on my Eldar project list. Not only because I think it's an awesome model and it's about time I got it painted, but also because in the new codex, apparently, the avatar is going to be pretty awesome. I don't know exactly what, but there's a brand new mini coming. Apparently it's physically a bit smaller than the current mini, the small metal one that GW do. So this is going to be a big model on the table. It's a disadvantage, to be fair, because it's much more difficult to get cover saves. So if you want to buy an avatar, then unless you're like me, just really love the model that Forge World do, and I would actually say probably don't buy it, because it's much more easier to get cover saves off the smaller one than it is the big one. But putting that aside, I love the mini. Okay, anyway, so let's move on. Right, he is now a character, which is quite useful if you are in assault with like a big unit, so you can just pick off that character, reduce the amount of attacks that's coming onto him. He's pretty awesome stat-wise in that he is weapon skill 10, so that's fantastic. It's quite difficult to hit this guy. He's toughness 6, strength 6. Well, there's monstrous creature, so he obviously has the monstrous creature attributes. It's AP2, fear, smash, move through cover, relentless, you know, all that stuff. And then his spear itself, as I said earlier, is only 12 inches, but strength 8, AP1, melter. How about that? That's not bad. Very good for taking out vehicles, but you've got to get quite close, and that's potentially the issue with this guy. Even if you put him at the front, he still only has your 6-inch movements, so it's going to take him a number of turns to get into position. And he sort of almost suffers with the Wraith Lord scenario, where if you don't have enough other stuff on the table to take the shots, he is going to take all the shots. And although he has a 3+ save and a 4+ invulnerable save, and he has 4 wounds, he is going to go down fairly easy. Excuse me. So that is something to bear in mind. Those, you know, missile launchers and las cannons and all that stuff is going to be aimed at him unless you give your enemy enough distraction. One amazing thing about the avatar is he makes all of your units within 12 inches fearless. So all your guardians, your storm guardians, this is particularly useful for foot list, where all your guys are out on foot. Have him in the middle, Farseer, fortuning him up, really helps keep him alive, especially with that 3+ save. You know, 3+ rerollable, that's pretty decent. And you make all your vulnerable units, like guardians, etc., fearless. So they're not going to run, you're going to be able to hold up units in assault. You know, you could even go the guardian route here. You could have like 20 guardians, rush them into the assault, they're fearless. You're going to be able to hold up your enemy. He does bring a lot of options to the Eldar army. as long as you can get away from the fact that ideally you should be taking Farseers in your army, at least at the moment. But I think things may be changing for us in the new codex. Potentially we might have more warlock supports with more psychic powers from warlocks, so we may not need the Farseers so much. We'll have to wait and see. But yes, Avatar, if you have one and you haven't got it painted yet, paint it, because that's what I'm telling myself. I've got to paint this, especially as he might be better in the new codex. Okay, so that's it for the Avatar. Next we're going to have a look at the Phoenix Lords.